Hi everyone, this is Vic back again on another live fragrance review, and today I'm going to review a fragrance from the past, fragrance for ladies, Kobako by the House of Bourjois of Paris, released in 1936, and the perfumer was the master perfumer Ernest Beaux. Is a amber spicy fragrance. Let's first break down the notes. Top notes are aldehydes, cinnamon, citruses. Heart notes are jasmine, lily of the valley, iris, magnolia, rose, and gardenia. Base notes are civet, ambergris, and musk. Main accords are animalic, white floral, musky, ambery, floral, citruses, cinnamon, and also ambergris. So what's so special about this fragrance? This fragrance was released by the House of Bourjois de Paris in 1936 and is still around, is still in production. Of course, have been altered over the years, but still it's a fabulous scent, especially for the price value. And the perfumer behind is the master perfumer Ernest Beaux, who later became the in-house perfumer for the House of Chanel. And he created, among many of his fragrances, he created Chanel No. 5, the iconic Chanel No. 5, Chanel No. 22, also Cuir de Russie, Bois de Zil, and also the fabulous Chanel No. 22, as I mentioned. And this guy, he was first a perfumer for the House of Bourjois. The story around is that when Coco Chanel wanted to release her first fragrance, nobody wanted to release a fragrance for the House of Chanel, so she paid a visit to Bourjois, and she really had a talk with Ernest Beaux and the managers of the Bourjois, Monsieur Bourjois himself, and then they accepted to release the fragrances for the House of Chanel, and they make Chanel No. 5 among others. And they had a kind of gentleman deal, and the deal is still on. It means that on each perfume sold by Chanel, Bourjois will touch 20%. And this is how they said, and this is how the legend goes on. This fragrance, let's go back to Kobako. What does it mean, Kobako? Kobako in Japanese means very traditional wooden box, as you see in the picture, that they store inside the box precious incense, and that's the meaning of Kobako. And that's why this perfume is called Kobako, because this perfume has lots of different notes, and it's a oriental fragrance. It's a lean over the oriental fragrances of that time, which were very popular because in the 30s, the oriental, Far East Asia oriental fragrances were very, very trendy. And that's why this fragrance is called Kobako, and it's a Japanese name and is still around. This is the funny thing, is that this fragrance is still produced by Bourjois. And probably is the different from the original version, but I think is still fabulous that this fragrance is still in production after so long. And really, I wanted to pay tribute to this fragrance because it's a very interesting fragrance. It's animalic, ambery, spicy, floral, woody, and really we can say that Opium by Yves Saint Laurent, or even Youth Dew by Estee Lauder, they were both inspired by Kobako. Kobako for me is a major fragrance because Ernest Beaux, he was not a regular perfumer. He was a master perfumer, and he done always masterpieces. Most of his fragrances are now a milestone, are now cherished by fragrance lovers. You can take an example on Chanel No. 5, of course, but even Cuir de Russie, Bois de Zil, Chanel No. 22, all of them are the greatest classics of the House of Chanel. And I am sure that if Kobako was made for Chanel, you would have buy it for $400 instead of $25. So be very, very grateful to Bourjois to still make that fragrance after so long for a very cheap price. This fragrance is a treasure from the past. You can have it for, let's say, between $25 to $30. If you are a vintage fragrance lover, and if you want to offer this to your wife, to your mother, this fragrance is amazing. It's a great fragrance. Kobako can be even a signature scent. And I really mean it, because this fragrance is not a regular fragrance. This fragrance is made by Ernest Beaux. And if you realize who is Ernest Beaux in the world of the perfumes, you would realize how great is Kobako. Kobako is a true masterpiece from the past, and it's very, very important that still the House of Bourjois kept that fragrance on production. It also means that this fragrance is still a top seller, because otherwise it was surely has been discontinued for many years ago. So it's a sign that Kobako is a bestseller. So you have to realize that on this channel, I always try to talk about the fragrances that I like. Most of all, also, I'm a vintage fragrance lover. Time to time, I also talk about the treasure of the past for women, for ladies, and because those fragrances are so important that many people, especially if you are among the new generations, you surely do not know this fragrance. Those fragrances are kind of hidden gems for lots of you. So I just wanted to highlight them. I wanted to make them discovered by you. So this is why I always try to introduce you to new fragrances, not new by time, new for you, because those fragrances are important and they are really treasures from the past. And Kobako is one of them, because really it's a milestone. It's an important fragrance. I cannot tell you if you will find a vintage version, but even if you find a, let's say, 90s or 80s version, can be a little bit different from this one, because surely the new regulations, they have altered the current formula, but still it's a great fragrance. And still I'm very thankful to the House of Bourjois for making Kobako up to date. The House of Bourjois now belong to Coty, so they changed. They are not anymore on their own. So it belonged to the fragrance house of Coty, but still they have their own fragrances still on. Also, Ernest Beaux, he made for the House of Bourjois another very famous French perfume of the 30s. He made for Bourjois Soir de Paris. This one too is a very famous fragrance of the 30s. But I prefer Kobako, because Kobako is more spicier, more ambery, and more oriental fragrance than Soir de Paris. So that's it. That's my talk about Kobako. Kobako means in Japanese the precious wooden incense box. So this is my take on Kobako. I hope you are doing all fine. Have a great Sunday. Talk to you very soon. I'll be back again on this channel very soon. Stay safe and sound, and please take care of yourself wherever you are, because the weather, we had a crazy weather lately, even in California. So this is a weird weather, and this is a weird world we are living nowadays. But try to have a very nice Sunday against all odds, and just know that sometimes fragrances are precious even for a very, very low price. You can have a great fragrances from the past. And remember, wear only what you want to wear. This is the most important thing to do. Never wear when you wear because of others, or because of following the trend, or because of following the path of others. Wear what you want to wear. And this is what I wanted to say to end this chat with you. Talk to you very soon. Cheerio.